Hi, it's Wednesday, May 7th, right here. We're at my eBay photo booth. I'm going to turn another light on here. It's been it's been a strange day today. We had, for the first time in quite a while, had no sales at all in my eBay shop. So um I think the last time this happened was early in March. I think there were 2 days that there were no sales, 2 days in a row, and then a third day where no sales came until maybe like 9:30 or 10 o'clock at night. And that's when I started getting paranoid that my eBay business was nosediving. I started putting sales on everything. So that was like, basically a month ago. Then I've been running sales ever since. So I don't really have a lot of options right now to boost sales. This month has been starting out slow, had maybe one good day so far this month. It's only 7 days in. It's not like, you know, I'm not panicking quite yet, but having no sales at all is worrisome. Before that one a month ago, those 2.5 days where we had no sales, probably had no days like that for a year and a half or 2 years. So I don't anticipate that things are coming to an end for eBay, but it is a little worrisome if I don't start getting some sales pretty soon. I'm I'm going to be I'm going to start getting worried. Right now, since I'm not going to be packing anything tonight, I got a little time, so I'm going to try to take some photos, get a few listings. I have some drafts written up. I think I've got about 12 or 14 drafts written up. I won't go through all those tonight. I'll probably just set a timer and work down here for 20 or 30 minutes, maybe only 20 minutes, and get some of these plates. I've been working on this big collection of plates that I got from the Goodwill almost probably like a year and a half ago. I've been working on getting those listed. So I'm going to work on a few of those tonight, just get the photos taken. The listings are already written up, and then get those things on in my shop as soon as possible so we can start hopefully selling some stuff. So hold on for a minute. We're going to turn the camera around and then get to taking some pictures. So we'll be right back. Okay, we're back. So I'm sitting on this little chair that I have here that creaks a little bit. So I apologize if you hear a lot of creaking noises. That's just the situation we're in. I found this old chair. It was actually in my neighbor's garbage maybe 3 or 4 years ago when we first moved into this house, and I pulled it out of their trash and brought it in here. I was going to, take it all apart and try to restore it. It's an old wooden chair, like a pretty nice looking one, but I just brought it down here to use, and it's nice because it's very lightweight and I move it around quite a lot. So here's some creaking. I'm going to try to get it out of my system, and then hopefully we won't have to be listening to it too much. Okay, all of these over here on the bed, I have this room where I have this photo studio was supposed to be the bedroom for this apartment that's in our basement. There's a small apartment down here that the previous owner of this house actually did rent out, and we thought we would rent it when we moved in here, but it turned out that there's too many code violations to have a tenant living down in this apartment. It's too small, the ceiling is too low, and it's not suitable for renting. I think our mortgage agreement says that we can't rent it out anyway. It's this house is approved for 2 units, and we live on the first floor. My sister-in-law lives on the second floor, and then we were going to rent this part out to try to recoup some of our monthly mortgage payments, but it didn't work out that way. Excuse me. But it has worked out that I've been able to use this apartment for my for eBay inventory, for photo studio. It's mostly inventory, then the little kitchen where I do all my packing. You've seen that probably if you watch some of these videos. And I have this photo booth that I can have just set up here at all times. So it makes it easy to, you don't have to set anything up and think about when am I going to be able to take photos. If I have 10 or 15 minutes here or there, I can just run down and take some pictures, or maybe get 2 or 3 listings done. Actually, today on my lunch break, I wasn't feeling very hungry, so I ran home. I did maybe 6 listings, the things that I already had. I had already had their drafts written up, ready to go, but I came down here, just took photos of items, and got 6 listings up. So that's probably in 20 minutes. It takes me 10 minutes to drive here, 10 minutes to drive back, 20 minutes of listing, 10 minutes to play with the dog, and then I got to get back to work. So this is the time right now. It's 9 o'clock. This is when I would be packing up orders, but like I said, none came in today. So not great day. I did yesterday I made a video that ended with about $96 in net profits for the day, and then I did get another order overnight. Not a huge one, but enough to bring me over the $100 threshold, which is what I'm trying to get, at least a minimum of $100 a day profit. That's my intention. I mean, obviously I want to make more than that, but if I can make $100 a day, then that's makes it worthwhile to me. So I do have a bunch of these plates. I think I've got quite a few listings ready to go. I just wrote this one up upstairs, this plate. I've been listing these plates and they're like Wedgwood, mostly Wedgwood, some Waterford, some other brands. Like I've never heard of Michael Wainwright, but I've had these plates since October 20th of 2023. That's when I bought them. I spent $400 and some at the Goodwill purchasing all these plates that I think what they were, I think someone might have owned a store and they had a lot of samples of each of these different plates. So there would be like some of the ones I have over here, there are like this one has a set of 3, this one has 2, this one has 6, but mostly everything was just one single plate. So I think they were like, if you were shopping for your wedding registry or something, you would go into this person's shop, take a look at all the plates and, all the sets, of dishes. Let me pick these up. And choose the ones you want, and then they would be ordered. You would get them ordered. Some of them had these little stickers on the bottom where someone had handwritten the pattern name. So this is Pickford. This is a pretty fancy brand. This says Kelly Weistler. So that's the designer, and then Mulholland handwritten is probably the pattern of this bowl. So that little one I have in there is similar to this one. Most of them, like I said, it's just a single plate. This is a single plate. This is a single plate. Some of them have some little scratches on the surface that affect the value probably. And as I've been going through them, most of them are not worth, it's not an astronomical amount of money. Maybe a single plate like this is $19 or $20. But I only paid $1. I would have paid 99 cents or $2 for these. So you can see these are brand new, still have the stickers on. These are Kate Spade for Lennox. So most of them have been around the $20 range, 25, maybe a couple are like 29 or 30. This is the first one that I've done some research on, and it turned out to be a pretty good one. So this one, well, I'm hoping it's a good one. The problem with these plates is they are all very slow sellers. They have, I wouldn't say they have bad sell-through rates, but they would be like, there are 0 listed. There are 0 of these plates that are even similar to this. This pattern, I was able to go to replacements.com and do some research and find the same plate. And it's called Manhattan Platinum. So this has platinum on it. They also have Manhattan Gold. On replacements.com, they have a lot of the gold ones available for sale. The platinum ones, they have none at all. So usually you can use replacements.com to gauge the value In this case, there's none of these platinum dishes on there, so it's hard to know what this plate is worth. But on eBay, there are currently none listed of this pattern, this platinum. There have none been sold in the last 3 months. That's telling me that this is a rare plate. When I look deeper into eBay's product research, which goes back 3 years, there's one of these. Michael Wainwright Manhattan Platinum. This is a salad plate size, 9.5 inches. There's one of these that sold, and it sold for like $59. So this one should hopefully be a winner, but it might take a long time for the right person to come around to buy this. This one is the dinner plate. It's the same story. None listed, none sold in the last 3 months, but one sold sometime in the last 3 years that sold for $155. So I'm hoping these, oh yeah, here's a sticker that says Manhattan Platinum. I didn't have to do all the research on this. It take me 10 or 15 minutes scrolling through replacements.com trying to find a plate that looks like this when I had it written on here. So this is what makes me think it was a store owner, or it's just a strange collector or something. I don't really know exactly where they came from, but they had a lot of high quality plates at the Goodwill at that time. Oh, here's a phone call coming in. I'll be right back. Okay, my wife's on the way home, so she'll be about half an hour. So that'll give me a little bit of a deadline to get done with whatever I'm doing down here. So anyway, this plate, if somebody comes along who wants it, it's about a $55 plate, which is good. If I can sell this quickly, I would be happy, but I don't think it will. Okay, so I usually do like one picture of the entire, that the plate fills the entire frame. I do square format, one by one. And then on the front, I'll do, whoops, what is that? So I'll do that whole frame, and then I'll do the zoom in and do just like a detail of the rim. If something has a fancy rim, I'll show that. And then flip it over on the back, do the same thing, get one picture filling the whole frame, and then zoom in and get a close-up of any kind of stamps or maker's marks there on the back. This one has an interesting mark, but it's different than anything else I've seen. So there we go. I've just taken 4 pictures of this plate. That's going to be more than enough. There's not much to show, really. I mean, eBay allows you to do 24 photos, and I think in most cases you should probably try to use as many of those as you can. If you can use 20, that's good. If you can use all 24, that's great. I usually am between like 17 and 21. So I'll show, I don't know if you can see this or not, but here's the full frame. Here's a close-up, here's another close-up, and then the back, and then the close-up. So I got 5 photos total here. I think that's plenty. Okay, now that I've got the photos done, I'm going to go to the item specifics. This is where, if you've turned on the custom SKU option in your eBay account, which one of these days I'll do a quick video showing you how to do that, then you have access to this custom SKU field where you can put your own information. And I always put how much I paid for the item, where I got it from, and the date that I purchased it. And then once that's done, I do that while I'm writing the listing. Then I make the photos, and then I store the item wherever it's going to get stored, and I put the storage location at the front of that custom SKU field. So this one is a closet, left side of the closet, shelf 3, and then it's in the middle, A, B, and C. So I'll call this B, and that's that. So that took a long time because I was talking a lot, but let's move through the rest of these. Now that I found out that salad plate was, relatively valuable, I'm going to try to prioritize doing this dinner plate next. Okay, so I've been doing so many, I've been doing so many plates. I have so many plates to do, and I've been getting them ready to list and listing them and selling them. I did sell a couple 2 nights ago. I don't really want my eBay store to just be nothing but plates. I don't want the first 5 pages to be nothing but plates. So I am mixing in some other things. In this case, I've got American Girl dolls, or American Girl, I guess it's American Girl dolls. This is a book set, Kirsten. This is a complete set 1 through 6 with the slipcase and everything. It's worth about, if the condition was a little better, it is dinged up a little bit. The books are in perfect condition. This is from 86, I think, so it's relatively old, really, at this point. The books are perfect, but the slipcase is a little banged up. So I'm going to try to sell this for $26 or $25, something like that. And I think it'll go pretty quickly. You can see how nice these books are there. They look like perfect. This one has a little smudge on it. I might try to get that off with a little alcohol. But I'm going to take these out and photograph them individually. I'm not in a big hurry tonight. I'm just going to go through this methodically and try to get, if I can get 5 things ready to list before Jessica gets home, that would be good. Okay, I think that smudge came off, and I think that alcohol will evaporate out pretty quickly. Okay, so I got the complete set. Now I should probably do a little layout. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is probably unnecessary. You know, the people who are going to buy this know exactly what they're getting. Nobody's going to be just randomly coming across this box set. They're going to be actually definitely looking for it. I'm just going to leave these exactly where they are and then come along and photograph each one. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing. Okay, so the problem with using the phone, like this phone that I have, if I want to shoot directly down like this, which happens very, very often, I would say probably at least half of the photos I take for eBay are shot straight down like this. The camera on here always wants to twist. You know, it changes the orientation, so it goes sideways or sideways this way or something. And then I have to, after the fact, I have to rotate those photos. So I Googled around a lot and I could not find a way to keep that orientation locked the way I want it to be. I can lock the screen so the screen doesn't twist, but the camera itself will not lock. Or at least I can't figure it out. So if anybody knows a solution, I'm looking for one. Okay, American Girl collection 1 through 6. This is Kirsten. I have some other ones here. I'm going to do those pretty soon. But they're like a mix and match set. But there's 13 of them, so pretty good number of books. I think I can get 50 or 60 for that set. Okay, location, I'm going to go, just like I did before, go to the custom SKU field, putting in, this is LR for living room, this is shelf number 5, shelving unit number 5, and then shelf A. So this is basically my entire inventory system. Just have shelves, have them organized in some sort of a way that makes logical sense. I would prefer to just tear this whole apartment out and then just have one big room like a warehouse, and I could just have shelves going, down, so I could go up and down the aisles and fit a lot more stuff in here. But this is the situation I'm in. I have a bunch of small rooms. So I started over here. This is supposed to be my listing area. I sit in this chair with my computer on my lap, and I'm getting stuff ready to list. If I'm going to be down here for a few hours, I've got a little TV I can watch. And I bought this TV stand not only to hold the TV, but to act as storage. So I started with storage in here, LR1 for living room 1, then LR2, LR3, LR4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then each one of those has A, B, C, and D, level starting at the bottom. I put this little bridge between these two shelves, and this I just call the bridge. So that's how I know where stuff is at. This thing is called the cube, and then I put each of these numbers on here to identify which drawer stuff is in. This little cardboard thing works great. And I use this for, really small inventory that I want to be able to find quickly. This one I don't use that much, and I might be getting rid of it. I wanted to do the same thing, but for much smaller stuff, and I'm not coming across that much inventory that's really tiny. So most of these drawers are empty. So one day soon, I might just get rid of this, put some other kind of shelving unit here. We'll see. So got stuff here. I've got stuff here. This is the hallway. So this was the very first stack of shelves I put in. You can hear the dehumidifier running in there. So sorry if that's too loud. This was H for hall. After I ran out of room in this hall closet, which is CL for closet, I started putting stuff on this little shelving unit. And this one is not ideal. I'd like to replace this with something that goes a little higher. So you can see these two boxes are just stacked on top of each other. Then I have this shelving unit that I didn't have a good thing to call it, so I just put a W on it. So I don't know what that stands for, but it's got a W. It's the same thing, W1 on the bottom, and then A, B, C, all the way up to up here. Stuff doesn't go in boxes. This is for unusual size things, so I call this one W6X. Then down here on these edges is this is W4, so it's level 4, A, B, and C, and then I call this X. So anything that's at W4X just means it's on this shelf, but not in a box. Okay, this is probably the most janky setup I have, but I had all of these milk crates in the garage. I just used, what do you call them? Zip ties to tie all these together and made this whole shelving unit. And it holds a lot of stuff in a pretty efficient way, but I really need to come in here with some long screws and screw this to the wall. So I don't want this to fall over and all of this inventory get destroyed and maybe crush somebody. Okay, so that's the main part of my inventory, this closet, that living room stuff. I probably could figure out a way to get more shelves in there, but right now it's working out okay. This is the bedroom, so this was another one of the first shelves that came in here. I thought it would hold all the books that I would ever want to sell, but it's obviously, a lot of double stacking here, which I don't like. I wish I could just see every piece of inventory without having to move other things out of the way. Then I hung these ribbons. I don't know why I'm going through this whole thing. I was trying to make a short video and get some work done, but here we are going through the whole thing. I just stapled these ribbons along the base. What do you call this? The molding up here. And then I just use these kind of binder clips to hold these bags with hats in them in each of these. So this one is A, B, C, D. It's the same sort of situation. A alphabetically across the top and then numbers down. So this would be A1. I used to put, I don't know if you can see this. I used to put tape with the number on here. And then I realized that's not unnecessary. That's just extra work. So A1, A2, A3, A4, all the way down, and then B, C, D, E, F, G, all the way across. I think I'm going to take these down and get some kind of shelving unit to hang on this wall. But those kind of shelves are kind of expensive. So I'm going to wait until I find something on Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace or something. I just pretty recently moved this in. I found this on the street, this IKEA style cube. I think I can't remember if I put bracing in the back. Some of these I've screwed plywood in the back to make them a little bit more stable side to side. And I have started to put some inventory here, but not a whole lot. So I guess I do have some extra space there. This might be actually a good place for some of these smaller plates when I run out of room in the closet. Okay, so let's get back to taking some pictures. All right, I've got 3 set of these, 3 Kate Spade. This pattern is called Wickford. This is by Lennox. I think these are made, no, this says made in China. That's surprising. I thought all Lennox stuff was made in the USA. Anyway, they call this an accent plate. I think having these stickers on here is going to be the selling point for most of these plates that I've been selling. When I first brought them home, I thought maybe there was, when I was buying them, I thought maybe these were like factory seconds, something that Lennox decided wasn't worth selling because it was warped or something like that. Because like this plate that I just had, like these are, obviously this is intentionally not perfect around the edges, but there was a couple other ones that felt like they weren't perfect, like side to side, like they wouldn't sit on a table flat. And I thought, oh no, maybe I just wasted $400. But so far, I think it's going to be fine. So I usually, if I have a grouping, I'll do a shot like that straight down, and then I'll try to do something that looks a little bit more artistic, I guess, a little bit more depth of field. Then I move these out of the way, and I'll take pictures of each one individually. Same thing. First one, I'll get a close-up of the rim to show off the detail, and I might twist it in the light to try to get the shadows to show off the detail the best. I'm actually going to do 2 photos like that. And then I do the entire back. And then we'll zoom in. These ones that have stickers and back stamps in multiple locations, I do super close-ups on the sticker, on the center back stamp, and then on this lower back tramp stamp. And then even though these look identical, I'm doing it with all 3 of them. I'm not going to do the close-ups on the consecutive ones. I just do it on the first one. Maybe this is too many photos, but I don't want to risk shipping these and then have somebody say, well, that one doesn't look exactly like the other one. So I just take photos all the way around. So sometimes I've been semi-pre-packaging these, especially these ones that there's multiples of. I would put a small piece of cardboard on here, maybe a layer or 2 of bubble wrap in between each plate, and stack them up and then wrap them so that they don't get damaged. But it takes a long time and I don't want to do that. So I'm putting it right there. And what did I say they were called? Wickford? Kate Spade, Wickford. Here's the title. Lennox Kate Spade Wickford Luncheon Plate Set of 3 Rope Rim White Ceramic. So according to eBay, the first 5 words of your title are the most important. So basically let grammar and anything like that go straight out the window. Just get those first 5 most important keywords in here that people might be searching for. So they're probably searching for, somebody might be searching for a Lennox plate. Somebody might be searching for Kate Spade plates. Somebody might know this is the exact pattern that I'm looking for, a Wickford. So I get that stuff in right away. I used to always put lot of 3 or set of 3. I would put that at the beginning, but now I've started to move that after the 5 most important words. And then once I get everything that for sure needs to go in there, in this case it's Lennox Kate Spade Wickford Luncheon Plate Set of 3. That's the core of this title. Those are the words that people are most likely to be searching for. Then I start thinking of what other words might be searched for. And in some cases, you can look at sold items. So I'm sure I found similar plates like this that had sold already, and somebody had used the term rope, which is describing the pattern around the outside edge, rope rim. So I put that in. I don't usually put color in the title, and because there is a field, there's usually a field in the item specifics down lower to put in color. But in this case, whoever else sold there has probably put white in, so I put white in. So it's basically get those 5 words that are like 100% the words that people are searching for. Get those in as soon as possible, and then fill. They give you 80 characters in that title. Fill as close to 80 of those characters as you can. Usually I won't stop trying to think of things to put in there until I have hit at least 73. And sometimes it's like, oh, I got another word I want to put in, but I don't have, it's longer than 10 letters. Well, in that case, it'd be longer than 9 letters because you also have the space. If that makes sense. Okay, so I spent $3.30 on these 3 plates, so they must have been 99 cents a piece with tax. I usually just round up. I rounded out, tax is 10%, even though that's not exactly right. Okay, I forgot what I was calling this thing. BC, I think. I think I called it BC for bedroom cube, this shelving unit, and then that's going to be 2B, 2 across, AB, up and down. So I just put those plates in the center here. I'm going to put the rest of the things that I do tonight in this square in the middle. So this is called BC. This whole unit is BC. And then 1, 2, 3, A and B. So this is going to be BC 2B. So there it is. I hear the footsteps upstairs. I got through only 3 listings just now. Let me do these sweet, the rest of these American Girl dolls books. So this set, this is sort of a mix and match set, and it doesn't have, I don't know if they all came in those boxes, the slip cases, but this one has, Samantha has all 6 of her books. So I probably could just pull those out, sell those individually for $20 or something along those lines. But I just want to get one big sale. So there's 13 books here, 6 complete Samanthas, and then 2 or 3 each of 2 or 3 different American Girls. So there we got the first photo of all of them. And I'm going to just quickly lay these out. These are all the Samanthas. I'm putting them, 6 of them out, and I'll do one big shot of all 6 of those. I'm not sure. I don't know the history of American Girls. I mean, that's, I guess, sort of ironic. They're history dolls. But I know that some of these books are as early as 1986. I think these Samantha ones are 1986, based on the copyright date on the inside. So I would have imagined their heyday was in the mid-90s. So I was kind of surprised to see those early dates in these. I think the latest one here is 1994. So we've got Meet Molly, Meet Felicity, Felicity learns a lesson. Felicity saves the day. I'm gonna do 4. We're gonna run out of room here. Put these a little closer together. That square of 6 works out better than 7 books. This is what we're gonna do. So try to get all 7 of these. I use these yellow boards, these yellow poster boards, for things that are light colored, like a lot of the ceramic stuff. And that works out well, that I'm working on the white ceramics while I'm also working on these white books. So I can just leave this yellow background. I don't know if it's advisable to use this color, if this is like a smart marketing move to use this. I don't know what it looks like on the video camera. In person, it's like a fluorescent orangish yellow. And then by the time you take a photo of it, it gets a little bit more muted, but it's still a pretty bright yellow. So maybe yellow could be an off-putting color, I think, but I feel like it looks cool when I'm scrolling through my shop, and almost everything has a white background. And anything that doesn't have a white background has this pretty specific yellow that I don't think anybody else is probably using. Okay, let's find a location to store these. I'm just gonna go ahead and put them here now while I'm thinking about it, while I'm using this space. Okay, so what did I say it was? CB. So this will be CB1B. Right? Yes. I do have quite a lot still of good quality inventory in my death pile that I just haven't gotten around to listing. So it's summer now. Theoretically, it's garage sale season. My area is pretty difficult to find garage sales. I think it's mostly working class people who are, they're at work all day long, all week long, and they don't necessarily have time to be organizing a yard sale. So when I don't have much luck looking for sales. They're usually, like, I look on Craigslist, I look on Facebook Marketplace. Those are really the only choices I have to try to find sales. That's there's an app called Yard Sale Treasure Hunt or something like that. I never have very much luck with that. All it ever is pulling up is the stuff that's on Craigslist already. Okay. I'm pointing down. Can't see what I'm doing. These are Kate Spade plates as well. This is called Castle Peak, and then the color is cream. It comes in a few different colors. This one has quite a bit of, I don't know what you call this. It's like scuffs. So I think this would come off probably with some Barkeeper's Friend, but I'm going to just leave it to the buyer to decide if they want to do that or not. Okay, get to these back stamps and the sticker. And then we'll do it again. Do it again. Full plate. Full backside. Zoom in on the stickers. Zoom in on the stamps first. Then the stickers. Then I'm going to try to show this. I don't even think you would call it damage. It's just been rubbed up against something. This has a matte finish. And in my experience with the dishes that we use here every day, we have some that are glossy and some that are matte. And all of them, the glossy ones get these utensil marks on them so quickly that are pretty easy to take off with Barkeeper's Friends. But there's also the matte ones. They get marks, utensil marks as well, and those marks are very difficult to get off. So I think these marks feel like they would come off easily, but I don't want to spend the time on it. These plates don't have a huge amount of value, I think. Let's see. Yeah, these two plates together, I'm trying to get $39. And I think I'll probably have to take an offer. Okay, item specifics. So like I said, most of the plates what is this supposed to be, BC? Most of the plates that I bought are around $20 to $29 in value. BC2B. Good, that's done. I really just have one more set here, and I might as well just finish them all. I was gonna save these for tomorrow or something, but might as well just do it. these are not the same story as those other ones. These plates have, these are Villeroy and Bach, I think you say, or Bosch. These have definitely been used. You can see like quite a lot of scrapes on the surface from knives and forks and whatever. But that brand, Villeroy and Bach, I've had pretty good luck with. I mean, I guess it's probably like everything. There's probably they probably have some patterns that are valuable and some that aren't so valuable, but I think these are pretty good. I think these 6 plates, these are made in Luxembourg. Let's see, these 6 plates I'm going to be asking $140 for. So even with those scratches on it, I'm pretty sure I'll end up taking an offer on those, but I want to give it a chance to get the maximum if I can. So yeah, keep an eye out for that brand, Villeroy and Bach. It's a good brand. Can you see it? Too close. So I'm going to quickly run through each of these. And let's get some close-ups of the rim so they can really tell what the pattern looks like. It is pretty elaborate. There's like this blue pattern that you can see, but then there's also the transparent pattern that's you probably can't see on camera. I'm going to try my best to get some of these scratches to show up, but this stuff is really, really tough to take pictures of. So I always describe it as best I can, you know, say there are for sure scratches on the dining surface and hope that's, all right, what did I do? I want to get a close-up of the back. It's this one. 6 plates. I only have 24 photos. I might not have enough to do every single one of these plates with as many photos as I'd like. But after the first one, I won't be doing those close-ups of the rim detail. I'll do that, and I'll try to get the surface. It's really, really hard to get the light. There it is. You got to get the light angled just right, and then as soon as you do, the camera usually goes out of focus. There we go. Then we'll do the back, and then close up of the stamp. Move the camera too fast. Okay, that's 2. I can't remember for sure if I got these plates at the same shopping trip as I got all those others. I suspect I did because they were all stacked together, but anything is possible. And I usually am pretty careful about keeping records of everything I bought and where I bought it from because oh, so this one has a different stamp. That's interesting. Those 2 don't have the pattern number or the pattern name on it. This one does. This one says dishwasher safe in a couple of different languages, and it says Casa Look, which is the pattern name. So these were probably made, and this one is different too. That's interesting, right? This one, the Casa Look, is in like a turquoise print, and this one is much bigger and it's black. So I'm going to guess that all of these plates were made in different production facilities. So if I'm doing 3 pictures of each, which is what I'm trying to do, that's about 18 photos, and then actually I'm doing 4 of each, so I'm already hitting 24. I'm going to have to cut some of this close-up detail out. So these I won't try to capture the scratches because I just don't have enough photos. I do like this kind of product. You know, I like fancy, like we have dishes that we use here. They're just from IKEA. But I do like getting to hold these. Sometimes like those Lennox ones and the Waterford ones and well, whatever. The well-known fancy brands are, when you pick them up, you can feel a difference in the quality. Okay, this is called Villeroy and Bach Casa Look salad plates, lot of 6. So that's all the important details. In this case, I put in Luxembourg, which is where they're made, and discontinued. So sometimes the term is used retired for things that they don't make anymore. On replacements.com, they always say discontinued. So I use that terminology when I have room for it. I don't know if that's something that people would be searching for. Okay, so I have room for two photos. Which ones can I get rid of? Okay, I'll get rid of this artsy one, the depth of field one, even though I like that one. 21. Now I can finish these 3. Sometimes it takes a little while to get 24 photos uploaded, so I'm going to take my time getting this BC bedroom cube. 2B. BC 2B. Now we'll go back and make sure all these photos have uploaded. Okay, good. Okay, so that's it. We got 5 done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 done. I usually bring, once I make listings, once I have the drafts written up, I bring the stuff down here and I lay it out on this bed and I start going through. But I really would like to keep this bed cleared off in case anybody wants to come visit. But that's not going to happen. We've only ever had guests here twice, maybe, maybe only once. Okay, I'm turning off the lights as I go back out here to the kitchen. I do have some more storage in here. All of these cupboards have inventory stashed away in them. Some of them are more full than others. I found this old Gatorade shelf. I use this for some inventory and also for some supplies. Top of the refrigerator has stuff on it. There's supplies in these cupboards. And then there's a little shelf back here, which I try not to use too much because it's pretty hard to get to. So that's basically it. All of my storage I have right now. I do have some bigger items in the garage. And, well, there's a whole little shelving system right here. This stuff seems like it never moves. I don't know why. Maybe this is a cursed location. I should move those things and see if the items sell better if I move them somewhere else. Anyway, it's been a disappointing day. No sales, but we did get some work done. So thanks for sticking with me. Hopefully we'll be back tomorrow with another big packing video. And certainly over the weekend, we'll start getting some sales. So thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.